Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing the 2019 variant of the 2018 redesign of the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter. The Diver 300 meter, descended from the 1993 original of the same name, has been the most enduring Omega Seamaster design of all time. Associations with James Bond on screen and high quality and good value off screen have made this a memorable model, and this white ceramic dial variant came out in 2019. It's on the 42mm platform. That's the diameter. This watch is in stainless steel. From lug to lug, it's 50mm. Its thickness is 13.8mm. It has a 20mm spacing between the lugs. Now, I believe at this point that a 50mm lug-to-lug watch needs a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger to wear it well. At 16 centimeters circumference, my wrist wears it well, but I used to think you could get away with wearing this watch and watches like it on smaller wrists. I do think 15 is the lower limit for wearing this well, because it is a very substantial watch. You can see it's relatively flat for an Omega Seamaster, though it's not objectively thin. Remember, a Rolex Submariner with the date is 12.4mm. Taking a look at the bracelet, it leaves nothing to be desired. First, because its end link is pivoted, so you can pull it straight down around a smaller wrist. Second, because of the solidity. It's also attractive. It's less rounded at the edges of the links than on the original from 93. That one was rounded with a taper from the top to the sides, whereas this one's more squared off from the side to the top. Removable links, of course, they've been fixed by screws on the Diver 300 meter for a long time, though in the 90s it would have been pins and sleeves. This is the way a bracelet should be made on a luxury watch, and Omega has long since gotten with the program. Also note that there's a micro link on each side for fine tuning, but you do have options. This clasp features a push button slider that gives you 9.6mm of incremental adjustment, and then you have a fold out dive extension for an awful lot of extension at maximum length. You could see that it gives you more total extensible length than a Submariner, and you do have both the fine sizing and the all or nothing fold out, so it's nice to have options, including the option to use both at the same time if you're diving. Taking a quick look at the case, lyre style lugs. If you're an Omega fan, you know what that means. If not, it means you have these bevels on the outside, but then an inward twist on the inner face of the lug as well. Crown guards, screw down crown, 300-meter water resistance. We have a helium escape valve, now conical, on this generation of the watch. You can also open it while submerged. That's a new innovation since 2018. So it is there for saturation divers. Helium can intrude into the watch, and as you surface, it may have trouble leaving the watch. So you open this little valve, and if the internal pressure exceeds the external pressure by 2 to 3 bar, the little valve will open up. There's the external opening, which you control, and the internal, which is automatic, and it will release the helium so that it won't blow out the crystal or the seals. We have a 120-click bezel. That is a wonderfully chunky ratchet. The bezel cap is ceramic with cold enamel infill for the numerals. You can line the bezel up with the skeleton-style minute hand, and when the lights are out, we'll do a quick loom shot here. You can see that the watch is well loomed, yes, but the bezel pearl and the minute hand are both green, so it's easy to pick them out relative to each other and tell them apart from the rest of the dial, and that is critical to using the bezel for timing in the dark, including during a dark dive. Otherwise, during the day, you can use this timing bezel for anything, and I often find a dive bezel is more useful and more intuitive to read than a chronograph. Now, the dial of the watch is made of white ceramic, which gives you the same glossy gleam and long-standing immunity to tarnish and discoloration that you get with enamel, but you don't get the fragility and cost of enamel. We have a black chaptering outboard. We have applique black indices. We have those skeletonized so-called James Bond style hands, and one of the changes for 2018 was the return of the original 1993 Omega Wave dial, now laser etched, and the relocation of the date from 3 o'clock down to 6. The movement caliber 8800 has 2 subsidiary setting modes, one of which is the hacking seconds or stop seconds. You can stop the balance and hold the seconds hand. There's very little dead angle. The second you start to turn the crown, the hands start to move. And then you have a quick set for the date, just like that. Now, rolling around to the back, caliber 8800 is ETA designed but exclusive to Omega. We'll get a little bit closer, use our zoom. And it's an automatic winder with 35 joules, beats away at 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is a swatch group, there we go, which is a swatch group silicon hairspring beat rate. 25,200 is not the coaxial rate, is specific to silicon hairsprings in swatch group watches. Now, we do have an anti-magnetic silicon hairspring, an anti-magnetic escapement. We do have a coaxial escapement as invented by George Daniels and industrialized by Omega starting in 1999. It is a tangential contact, direct and indirect contact escapement system that reduces friction, improves precision, and diminishes service needs. The watch has a 55-hour automatic winding power reserve. You can see ceramic rotor bearings used at center. You know they're ceramic because they're milky white rather than bright polished steel. We have a full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock tolerance, and the watch is a master chronometer, which is a test of the cased up watch in 6 positions to chronometer accuracy, yes, but also for water resistance, shock resistance, anti-magnetism, power reserve, and winding efficiency. A master chronometer, and this is a standard created by Omega and the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology, but a master chronometer is an accomplished, fully assembled watch, not just a timed, tested, and certified movement. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.